I want to keep things simple. I want to have time to ride. I want to spend time with my family. I want to brush my horses. I don't want to just feed my horses.
I think we carry so much stress about caring for our animals. If you just make it easy, then we can maybe take care of our families, ourselves. We can be happier and we can enjoy our animals and not feel guilty about how much money we're spending doing it.
I had a bunch of rescue horses and I had a lot of horses coming and going. So I'd have one horse that was up to weight, I'd have a skinny horse, I'd have a fat horse.
I had a very obese horse. She was so overweight that she actually foundered to the point where she had coffin bone penetration. And that is a death sentence for any horse. After doing some research, I found a guy who helped me find out that it really wasn't necessarily 100% the foot. It was nutrition related. Hay and the amount of hay they eat really changes their thyroid and their metabolism, which we all know. We all know we're supposed to graze. And unfortunately, horses are supposed to graze too, but it's very easy to feed them in meals.
Typically in the wild, they're grazing at least up to 17 hours a day, but it's little by little all day long, not gorge all day long. At that time, slow feeding was just starting. It was, you could find the one net out there, but there was nothing for round bales. And I remember the day that we thought, why has nobody ever done this for a round bale? Because typically when people think of round bales, they think of a horse getting heaves, burying their face in there, the dust. There's just the waste mainly. You see a round bale and it's not a round bale, it's not that. It's poof. When we first originally had come up with the nets, when we decided to make this into a business, it was because what we were doing, it was like, there is no way that everybody shouldn't feed like this.
Our bales were almost twice the length of time, and they ate every little scrap.
The savings that you have to go from wasting to all of a sudden your hay almost being doubled on the time, that number was huge.
My fat horse started getting thinner. My thin horse started getting fatter. And I thought I was crazy that they weren't fighting. There was no marks on anybody. They're so busy trying to get food from the net that they actually don't have time to argue anymore. One
of the studies that we were in down at the University of Minnesota was on what are the effects of slow feeding.
What they found is that the cortisol levels, which indicate stress, spiked whenever they were fed on the ground or in the bigger hold nets. And with ours, the cortisol levels were much more level, which would show that horses would be less stressed being fed on our net.
There was more stress for them to run out of hay than for them to eat out of the smaller hold nets.
I will tell you one of the best feelings ever, to know that you can sit in the morning and finish your cup of coffee. You can look outside and say, oh, they're all eating, they're all standing.
In the end, I want to be able to sit on my front porch and go, dang, Erin.
We made a difference.
We made a difference.